Hello. So hopefully all of you guys got your materials from school. We had a pickup where we gave you guys a bag with some beads and some other stuff, and then a big stack of papers. So this week, while Miss Brenda and I are doing our training, we thought this would be a good time for you guys to start kind of getting your materials together and starting to make some of those. So you guys know in the classroom, we use our bead bars all the time. And I have our bead bars at home for me to work with, but you guys don't have these at home. And we use these for all kinds of things. So that's what the beads are for in your bag there. So you guys can make your own bead bars to have at home. Now I went ahead and made some, so I'm going to show you the ones that I made with our beads. So they turned out pretty good, actually. They kind of turned out better than I thought they would. So I'm going to show you what kind of how I did that so that you guys could spend some time this week working on making your bead bars. So you're going to need 10 of each color. Okay, so we have our red, which is just one. We have our green, which is two, pink, three, yellow is four, the light blue is five, the purple is six, white is seven, brown is eight, the dark blue is nine, and then the golden beads is 10. So you have a control piece of paper that shows you like the different colors and how many go on. But I'm also going to attach this because this is good to have. It kind of just shows you how many of each color, just in case you forget. So what I did was, you guys all have a pack of pipe cleaners like this in your bag. And it's cool because there's different colors of pipe cleaners too. There's not all of the colors that you need. So I'll show you kind of what I did, but I started with my red and I grabbed a red pipe cleaner. And the red is the easiest because it's just one bead. I still put it on the pipe cleaner because otherwise I think it would just like roll around a bunch. So what I did was I took the end of the pipe cleaner and I just kind of folded it up like that. Okay, now make sure your loop is big enough so that when you put your bead on, the bead can't go off the end. So if you do it about like that, then the bead is kind of stuck there and it can't fall off the end. And the good thing about the pipe cleaners is that they're really easy to cut with scissors. So then after I got my one red bead on, just cut that end off, leave a little bit so you can make a loop, and then just loop this side around so that the bead can't fall off of either end. Okay, so there's our red. And then I did the same thing with the green. So I find a green pipe cleaner in here, and you might not have enough of the exact color, and it's okay if the pipe cleaner is a different color, but I kind of liked using the same color for mine. So I'm going to do my loop on the end, just leave it kind of a bigger loop so that the beads don't fall off. And then I'm going to put one, two of the green beads on. And now I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to cut the end and I'm going to make a loop on this side so that my beads don't come off of either end. And I just good thing about pipe cleaners is they're bendy, so you can kind of bend it so that your beads are like in a nice straight line. So there's my green. You could make your loops a little smaller. Mine are kind of big, but that way I can grab it like that too. All right, so I got my red and I got my green now. Okay, the next one is pink. So I'm gonna pull out my pink pipe cleaner and I'm gonna do the exact same thing. I'm gonna loop the end to make sure my beads don't fall off. And I'm gonna get my bag of pink beads and I'm gonna pull out 3 of those. And I'm just gonna thread them on here. 1, 2, 3. And I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna cut it, make a loop on the end. And now I have my pink bead bar done. So we got our red, our green, and our pink. Okay, so you're just going to keep going through and doing that same thing. The next time you're going to use your yellow pipe cleaner and put your yellow beads on, and then your light blue, and you're going to go all the way up. Now, the only thing I want to show you is that for your dark blue bead chain where you have 9 beads on, there isn't a dark blue pipe cleaner, so I just used black for mine. And then also for the golden beads, there isn't like a golden colored one. There's just that bright yellow that I used for my yellow bead bar. So I used orange for mine, but you could really use any color of the pipe cleaners. The beads are the most important. But there's a bunch of orange pipe cleaners in here, and we don't use orange for anything else. So that's why I chose to use those for my golden beads. So guys, you're going to be working on this week while Miss Brenda and I are in training, and we won't have our live lessons. You'll have a little bit of time to be working on this. So you're going to make 10 of each color. So 10 of the red with just 1 on it. You're going to make 10 of the green with the 2 beads, 10 pink ones, 10 yellow, and then you're going to do 10 of the light blue, 10 of the purple bead bars. You're going to do 10 of the white bead bars. You're going to do 10 of the brown bead bars, 10 of the dark blue, and 10 of the golden. So you'll have 10 sets of each. And like I said, I'm going to attach this for you guys so you can look. And you also have one that was in the packet that you guys picked up that shows you the color and how many beads goes on each bar for each color. So that'll be something that you guys can work on this week. The other thing I wanted to show you, another one of the supplies, was the stamp game. So you guys can work on making your own stamp game at home. So you have a strips that look like this in your bag. And, you know, if we look at our stamp game from the classroom, really, it's mostly just the stamps. I mean, that's the most important part of it. You're not going to have these little guys, but that's okay. You can still do what you need to do without those. So what we're making is the ones, tens, hundreds, and thousands, the stamps, so that we can use those to help us with addition, subtraction, multiplication. So I am going to just kind of show you what you're going to do. You're going to take the strips, and they're already cut like this for you, but all you have to do is cut out the stamps. So you're going to take it and you're just going to cut on the line. So you're going to have a bunch of different ones, stamps. And if you cut it on the line, then it just cuts right where it needs to go. So I cut on the line, and now I have a bunch of 1 stamps. And you're going to do that for your ones, and then here's our 10s. So I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to cut on the line. So I'm going to have a bunch of 10 stamps. This is just like the stamp game, except for instead of being wooden stamps, they're just paper stamps, but that'll be perfect for you to use at home. So you're going to cut the 10s out. You're going to cut the 1s out, and then you're going to move on to the hundreds and do the exact same thing. You're just going to cut on the line to make your 100 stamps. So just go ahead and cut each one. And then you'll have a bunch of 100 stamps like this. And then finally, you'll move on and you'll do your thousands the same way. You're just going to cut on the line, make a bunch of 1,000 stamps so that we'll be able to use these for our math problems that we're doing together. Instead of always having to use the stuff online, it's nice to actually have the stuff in your hand. So now I just cutting on the lines, I made a bunch of 1s, 10s, 100s, and 1000s stamps that we can use for our stamp game. Now you guys, you know, you won't have the holder to put them in, but what I would do is just get a little baggie, a little Ziploc, and just put all your 1000s in a bag, and then put all your 100s in a bag and your 1s and your 10s, so you can sort them out like that. And then when we need them, we can get them out of the bag. All right, so you're going to be working on bead bars this week and stamp game.